What's up, everybody? I'm Camarray.
And I'm Zaiah, and this is the Music Report Card, where albums are reviewed based on the vocals, lyrics,
the production, and the sonic vibe. And for today's episode, we might even judge the dance moves, because today we're reviewing BTS's new album entitled
B. Make sure y'all drop down in the comments at the end of this video. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
Make sure you like this video and make sure you also subscribe.
Click
share
that
it with
subscribe
everybody.
button, baby. Click that little red subscribe. I think it's like right there.
And turn on your notifications.
Yes, you want to keep up with us, amen? But first, let's take a look at this week's news.
Alright, so we have to start off with saying rest in peace to legendary Bobby Brown's son, who passed at 28 years old. Sources claim he'd been struggling with flu-like symptoms days prior to him passing. This shocking news comes just 5 years after his daughter Bobby Christina passed in a similar death as her mom, the legendary Whitney Houston. So we're definitely sending our condolences over. It is. It's a lot just to think about, like all just the whole family.
But definitely wish the whole family of Bobby Brown Jr. Condolences, and hopefully Bobby can pull through, because that's a lot of death in a short amount of time. In other news, though, we also are, I guess, rooting for our girls, Little Mix, trailing on as a trio, as the fourth member, Jessie Nelson, is out on a hiatus due to like a medical leave. I'm sure it's probably, I don't know, maybe related to COVID or something like that, or maybe just depression. I know I watched a special on her where she was talking about after they won X Factor, how she was like the fat girl, and that like really like did a lot on her mental. So it could be some of those reoccurring issues. I don't know, but as a trio, they're killing it. I watched some of their performances of my favorite song, Sweet Melody, and they're killing it as a trio. So I don't know. I'm supporting Little Mix either way, trio or as a quartet.
I'm supporting them as well. If you have not yet seen our actual review of Little Mix Confetti album, be sure to check that out as well.
Scroll up, click the video. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get into this week's album of the week. Again, BTS, and it's entitled B.
Alright, so let's get right into it.
Let's jump right in. Your favorite songs.
Alright, so let's get right into it. So my first favorite song is Fly to My Room. So Fly to My Room is all about flying to my room.
How did you know that?
Huh?
How you know that?
What you mean how I know that?
Because they wasn't speaking your language. How you know it was about...
So I had to go to Genius Lyrics to do some research on, what I was hearing. So this was a unique situation for us because a lot of the album is in Korean.
Yes.
So we actually decided, we questioned if we would kind of reformat and go in a different route and add a separate category separate from lyrics. However, thank you to Genius Lyrics, we were able to see the lyrics and there wasn't a need to do that.
Yes.
So Fly to My Room is all about going to your room, your safe place, creating whatever world you want to create in your mind, recharging yourself and getting back out there and being ready. I really relate to this song because the first thing I do when I come home is fly to my room and just recharge. I don't want to be around anybody. I want to just recreate my energy, recharge myself, and get up from that space. And when I walk out that door, I'm ready to tackle whatever else is next in my day. So definitely check out that song. The song has some dope vibes, dope melodies, all of that. And there is a little English in there, so you'll hear some little isms in there.
Fly to My Room actually worked for me as well. It made my top 3 choices of the BTS song. And it just reminded me of, it gave me like an instant like head nod. It reminded me of Benny and the Jets by Elton John, which Mary J. Blige sampled on Deep Inside. And I think Frank Ocean also did something like that on one of his songs on his first album, Channel Orange. But just the vibe of it, those piano, that piano is infectious. And then if the piano chords and all that wasn't enough, I feel like they brought Twinkie Clark and on the organ towards the middle, and like this has like this organ vibe. I was just like, okay, BTS musically, that song just took me to another place, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then they add like a little choir vibe on the vocals towards the end. I was like,
they definitely a whole choir.
Right. Well, some of them are rappers.
No, I know
What they sing, but like it was definitely giving a vibe and just very full. And production wise, yeah, it worked for me. So Fly to My Room, definitely have to check that out.
Oh, we can't forget about the rappers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I loved how the rappers came in and kept the same vibe of the song, but then added that little trap vibe. I mean, again, the song goes on basically like a journey, and it takes you throughout this musical journey is all I can call it. And so I loved it. Make sure y'all go check it out.
Definitely check it out. Drop down in the comments and let us know what you think about that one.
Please do. Y'all gonna love it, bro.
All right, so my next favorite is Telepathy.
Okay.
So I love that the word actually isn't even in the song.
That's true.
And this song is all about that connection with this love connection, and how the distance is so strong because obviously they're traveling and doing all this other stuff. I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. But because the distance is so long, you would think and expect a lot of times that there will be trouble and problems, but they are so connected and so in love that they trust one another, and when they get back together, it's like they never left one another, and it's the telepathy.
And this long distance is killing me. It's so hot, where we are, it's so far. This long distance is killing me.
So hot.
You always take my note.
This long distance is killing me. Now the man is.
All right, and cut. Y'all, he always takes my note. He knows he should be up there. Why are you down there?
While I'm away. Okay. It's the telepathy for me.
It's the telepathy for me, and it ain't working.
But that's what I love. I love that they didn't even have to say this long distance is doesn't matter and blah blah blah. They just titled the song Telepathy, and they just talked about that love connection. So definitely check that one out. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments.
Yes. My next favorite is actually the first song, Life Goes On, and I did some research on the song because Genius Lyrics had to help me out on multiple songs. And the song really just talking about the current situation of the world that we live in today, and this pandemic that we're in, and how life just goes on. And I love one of the lyrics. I'm going to have to read it, so please forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. But one of the lyrics says, "One day the world stopped without warning. Spring didn't know to wait, showed up not even a minute late." And that's like one of the best lyrics that I heard throughout this entire album, and probably one of the best lyrics that I've heard of the time that we've been reviewing albums. And it's just so...
Arguably one of the best lyrics that you heard. Because you was going in for Big Sean when we did that album review. If you haven't checked that one out, be sure to check that one out too, because he was here for it.
Yes, I was. But the song is really guitar driven, and I love those songs that really are kind of stripped down, and you really get to feel the emotion of the song. I think that those guitar driven songs really get a chance. You really get a chance to just soak in and breathe everything in. The chord progressions again, I feel like, and I'm just gonna say this so I don't have to keep saying it throughout the entire review, but chord progressions and the resolves of some of the songs are immaculate from tracks 1 through 8, minus the little skit. But all the actual songs on there had some beautiful chord progressions, beautiful keys played, beautiful production.
Yeah, I have to chime in real quick. The harmonies.
Oh my gosh, the harmonies! I love the harmonies, and I didn't think like BTS would. This is my first BTS album, ladies and gentlemen. So please don't jump down my back. But I didn't know if BTS like really had the ability to really give us those harmonies, and they delivered.com for me. And also, I love the little voice in the beginning, the little high pitch, and I don't know if it was just there, and I felt it, and I was like, oh, this is so. It's just one of those added little bonuses that production wise, I think his name is P Dog, and also some of the members of the group also helped produce this song as well. So great production. I love the blend. Spot on for me.
All right, so my final favorite song is, you all know it, say it with me, Dynamite.
Light it up like dynamite. Hey, yeah.
Na, 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 na. Oh, does this? We clearly don't know it all the way.
There we go.
Shining through the city with a little fucking soul, light it up like dynamite. But what I love about
Oh.
what I forgot to mention about Telepathy is also it kind of gave like a Bruno Mars / The Weeknd feel, and Dynamite really kind of gives the same feel as well.
I got that throughout the entire album, almost. That like retro kind of
The
vibe.
little isms that they put in the back, it's like they almost studied him and then made it make sense for
Even
them.
the rapping parts, like with I'm not talking about that on my last song, but like the scratching and all of that was just very retro, very nostalgic, if you will, darling.
But yeah, Dynamite, I love the song. You would just think that it's just this corny song about light it up like dynamite, but they're really talking about let's go out. I'm ready for my day and ready for the night, and I'm gonna go out in the night and light it up like dynamite, and that's how bright I'm gonna shine, and I'm ready to bring that energy and bring the light and live my life through this nightlife. So
yeah, Dynamite. I wanted to put that on my top 3, but I was just like, that's so like.
I had to.
I love the song though. I really BTS. Y'all did it with that, and it's their only English only song on the album, which definitely helps me out because I have to look at the lyrics for that one. But are you? Is that it for?
That's it for me.
All right. Well,
they know enough about Dynamite. I feel like.
Yeah.
If you feel differently, please let us know.
You better not feel differently. That song is amazing. Go get your life with that one. All right. But my last favorite is the Disease. And I just love the song. Listen, thank you, Genius Lyrics, again, because the rapping in there, I didn't know what the hell they was talking about. But once I went back to look, I was like, oh, they kind of spitting a little bit. They're what's the word I'm looking for? Their delivery on the track, even if you don't know what they're saying, is so gangsta, so gully, and they're basically all the rapping members of BTS are just going back, basically trading bars, and I thought it was a phenomenal record. I think it's a play on words with it being disease, the song being called Disease. In my opinion, I took it as like our flows are sick. But then they're also kind of relaying it to, again, where we are today. I think that was something that they mentioned in a lot of their interviews, was they wanted this album to really deal with the times that we're in.
Address the pandemic.
Yeah, and so I definitely took all of what they were giving on that song.
Yeah, I agree. The album has like a very uplifting, upbeat, happy feel on multiple songs, and there's little lyrics or little nuggets that we get in. I feel like a lot of the songs that are pretty much kind of related to we're so distant right now, or the times and different things like that, to let you know that this was created through the pandemic and they haven't just been sitting on these songs for the past 12 months. Or in 2019 it also.
2020.
No, in 2019 they weren't sitting on them and hadn't recorded them in 2019
right.
to release in 2020.
I got you.
They actually came up with this in 2020.
And I think also to mention on Disease, I love the singing portions after each rapper came. I thought that was also brilliant. It shows the dynamics in the group. And like I said, the song just really, really works. I mentioned before the elements of the scratching and all of that being included in the song, production-wise, I thought were brilliant. So that's it for us. I think we both named our top 3. So I think it's time.
Do you have any honorable mentions or any
Dynamite would have been
like?
I won't say I didn't like the skit. I could have done without it.
They could have done without the skit.
I could have done without the skit.
I mean, if you're only going to do 8 songs, don't put no skit in there.
But it was a full skit, though.
Oh, I know. It was the length of a song, but you only did 8 songs. Did you really need a skit?
Yeah, not like that. But I
or throw it at the end or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but no, Dynamite would have been my choice for an honorable mention. I love that song so much.
All right, so let's get into the actual numbers.
Yes, let's talk about it.
All right, so vocals, I gave a 4. Solid. I think that their vocals are solid. I don't think that there's anything that's, they're the best singers ever, but they definitely are giving some isms. Each singer has their own different feel, and that's one of the things that I love is just they have so many people on that team in this group that you have someone who comes in and they give a total different tone. You have someone who gives this super high does all the high notes.
Yeah, I definitely felt that each of the vocalists in each of the vocalists in the group definitely delivered, and you definitely felt every piece of what.
Absolutely, I just like the transitions in between, and someone comes in with something that's a little lower, someone comes in with something.
Absolutely.
They all are sticking to their ranges and giving pretty solid vocals. The rappers have great vocals. So yeah, that's why I came up with the 4.
And I'm gonna echo you and give them a 4 as well on vocals. Blue and Gray, we didn't talk about it in our favorites. It didn't quite make my favorite, but the vocal in the airy vocal that whoever, and I'm sorry I don't know y'all's names. If I did, I probably wouldn't try to butcher them because I hate when people butcher my name. But whoever is on that beginning verse, the beginning of Blue and Gray, listen, you deserve a Grammy.
Yeah, it was real pretty.
It was so beautifully done, and you just felt the emoting that whichever member that was, you felt that thing in your heart, and I just think
in your shando,
in your shanama, you felt it right there, and I had to take my hat off to whichever member. Again, I'm sorry I don't know your name, but amazing job. So yeah, I follow up with a 4.
Perfect. Lyrics, I came through with a 4 as well. Same feeling. I feel like it's definitely solid. I think overall the lyrics came through. I don't think there was anything that soared above anything else that I've heard throughout the pandemic. Not anything else, I shouldn't say that, but some of the great things that I felt like I heard lyrics wise through the pandemic, or since we've been doing these reviews. I just don't think that there's anything that I've heard. I don't think that they excel past anything else. So, yeah. But they're definitely above average, which is what I usually say.
And I, weirdly enough, will have to echo you again. And I gave them a 4 as well. Again, you definitely have to take the time to dissect and to look at the lyrics in English. But once you do, I promise you will find some really great gems that you can take with you from here on. There are definitely some songs that I will listen to here going forward, and I can't say that about a lot of albums. Some of the songs really stuck with me, and so yeah, lyrically strong 4.
All right, production, I gave a strong 4 in that area as well. For me, this whole entire experience for me, it was definitely above average. It was great. I didn't want to let the fact that I didn't understand what they were saying hinder me. But I still wanted to grade I wanted to take that kind of take that out of my mind and just focus on what I was reading lyrically and what I was feeling production wise. I still think that, again, above average production, definitely great, but not phenomenal and the best I've ever heard. And, I'm falling out of my seat and can't contain myself.
Yeah. I gave a 4.5 for production, and there were a couple of moments where I felt, and I've heard a couple of other reviewers say that some of the singing members' vocals are so, I won't use the word dynamic, but they're so rich. And so some of the auto-tune that they place on some of the members' vocals, in my opinion, did not need to be there. But the fact that it was there lets me know that they were paying attention to production. And so I can't really subtract, but I do feel that each of their vocals, the singing members' vocals are very strong. And again, I mentioned Blue and Gray. The production vocally on that was amazing. And then if we talk about, we're going into the Sonic Flow, the production musically was phenomenal. It makes you get up and groove. I mentioned the little voice on, I think it was Life Goes On. All of those little intricate little details, the scratching, all of that.
The isms
add. So I had to give them a strong 4.5 for production.
So I do want to talk about one more thing before we move on to Sonic Flow. When you talk about the vocals, that is something that I did think of when I was grading. I didn't like that some of the vocals were, I could tell that there was so much covering it up, and it was almost just, it was very masked and almost like it had too much compression on it. I couldn't feel it all the way because it was being compressed down so much, but also I'll just stay there. The feeling of it, I feel like, was diminished a little bit.
Okay.
Where I just couldn't, it was like there was this like I could see the silhouette of the vocals, but I couldn't totally feel them how I needed to feel them. So remove the veil so I can hear what's really happening.
No more sheets.
No more sheets. No more.
All right, let's talk about the Sonic Flow. What'd you give for that?
All right, so Sonic Flow, I came through with the 4 as well.
Oh.
I think that 4's across the board.
4's across the board.
4's across the boards. So, I think honestly with the Sonic Flow, I was a little underwhelmed at the fact that we only have 8 songs, 7 songs, because there was a skit in there. I was underwhelmed at that because BTS has been doing music for a while now, and I would have expected a lot. I just expected a lot more. So when it dropped, and I see that it's a 25-minute album from a group as big as BTS, I just expected a lot more. And I think that's kind of, not that totally affects the Sonic Flow, but we're dealing with something that's a little shorter. The flow of it overall was good. I just felt like it, again.
You expected more?
Yeah, I expected a lot more, and I wanted more.
Yeah.
And I wanted more also like English songs. I wanted them to do just more.
Variety.
Like give a variety and really just appeal to the masses.
Okay. I gave him a 4.75. I won't say I disagree with you, but I
of course you won't. Get these hands.
I disagree with you.
On camera.
But listen, I'll give why I feel some of those points are invalid, if you will. And I think because I think this album was definitely, you actually mentioned it, so I don't see how you got to that point, but this album is very much so a time capsule for where we are, and I feel like any more would have diminished the actual the feeling and the meaning behind some of the songs. I think I don't want to hear about the pandemic for 15 songs, so I think that the number 8 really allowed them to really delve into it, give you some amazing lyric and amazing vocal, and like hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's what really worked for me. I felt start to end musically, the flow of it really, really worked. As we talked, the entire thing had like this retro kind of undertone, and even from the hip hop vibes and all of that. So I thought Sonic Flow wise, I had to give him a 4.75 because I thought it was very, very, very strong.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and give BTS new album B their grade.
All right, so when we add all of those scores up, flip it, flop it, twerk it, and stop it, with all the division and whatnot, we come up with an average of 4.16.
That's right.
Which gives us a percentage of 83.13.
That's right.
Which gives a grade of...
Drum roll, please. You started the drum roll too early.
Oh, come on. They know what to expect.
You can't be in BTS and be starting early. We got to stay coordinated.
All right, we'll do it. Let's go. This ain't BTS. This is TMRC.
All right, which gives them a drum roll. Wait.
Which gives them a grade of...
Drum roll, please. A B.
A B.
I want them to get a little better, but that's
a B is good for these 7 songs that you gave us.
For the 7 members. Well, 8 members. Well, 8 songs.
8th was a skit.
Yeah. But solid job.
One of them ain't singing as much.
That's right. All right. Hey, somebody slapped. But no, solid job, BTS. Congratulations. I know you guys are probably heartbroken that you didn't get to go on your world tour from earlier this year due to the pandemic. But y'all delivered a solid album.
We want y'all to please make sure you drop down in the comments. Be sure to like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe, share it with your friends. We love hearing from you.
Yes, we do. With that being said, I am your boy Camarray.
I'm Zaiah.
We'll talk to y'all next time.
Peace out.